Asampayetia. Obayan Sapuso Bunuya Wankana Sam. Zemafu to Sam Kakrewa.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I would want us to be taking this topic by topic so that we don't miss out, and also when writing our questions, we know the sector or the particular area you're asking the questions from so that answers can be provided. And so I'll mention the area and then I'll list whatever is supposed to be listed, and then I'll go to the next one until I've exhausted the list here. Hope we get it. Okay, thank you. So I will start with issues on academics or briefings on academics. Briefings on academics. Now we all know what happened last year around March 2020 when it was unfortunate that students had to go to their various homes because of the COVID-19 outbreak. And then with that, lectures continued online and then examinations as well online. And then from that time, I think we spent about 10 months in the house. And so coming back to school was very, very difficult in terms of how our minds are shaped for academics, because most people even thought that school wasn't even going to be possible, or we will be continuing online as time goes on, and then later come for our certificates or even, let me say, our degree online as well. But we came to school and then we had to reshape our system or adjust to the new ecosystem we are in, which is the school, and then assume our full force or whatever we've been doing since childhood, that is coming to school, learning, small vacation, coming back again. It was very, very difficult. You could hear what students were saying a lot. Even with reading, coming for lectures was also a difficulty as well, with nose marks and all that. And so we realized that then we had to do something to help the students shape themselves very, very well. So if College of Science students were very, very active online, we realized that right in January we released a PDF link, a Google Drive link that had so much PDFs in them that students could go tap in there and then start learning. Now that wasn't it. We also made sure that the library hours was extended. Initially it was 5 p.m. but we realized students were not getting enough time to learn as well, and then even admission of first year students were that much that you go to the library and then the place was full. Already was being full though, but with the new admission of the first years, the number was very huge, and so the library was always full, and then students were not getting enough time for themselves when it comes to learning. So we made sure we extended the time as well, the learning areas as the library and then the learning commons as well, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. to make sure that students are learning and then they are doing well. Now that wasn't that. We also advocated for the intensification of the COSAP. The COSAP is the College of Science Students Achievements Program, where TAs, or let me say teaching assistants, take students through whatever their lectures have taught them in the semester. That's getting to the end of preparing for every examination, so it can be mid-semester, end of semester. That's what the COSAP is about. You register for the particular course you would want to be lectured on, and then you go for such classes. So we made sure that that was also in place to help students as well, because still students were finding difficulties in that. And then some, if, as I said, because we stayed on for like 10 months, some were even into jobs already, so getting time for themselves was very difficult. So we made sure the COSAP was also in place. Students registered as well. It went on. I think they had issues, little issues with colliding of some of the classes with their lecture hours, because the TAs were also trying to find their own time to lecture these students or help them prepare for their mid-semester and their end of semester, and it wasn't in place with some of the timetable of the students. So most of them were disadvantaged, or let me say some of them, but we were able to do something about it, and I think the majority of them benefited from the COSAP very, very, very much. And also the SCISA academic committee also did very well this particular semester to introduce the SCISA examination aid policy, Well, I think most of us or the media men, we saw flyers around during the mid semester and then the end of semester with tutorials being organized from the SCISA academic committee to the students on courses that they are finding difficulty in the college. So it runs through vectors, algebra, the biological related course. I think the SCISA academic board chair did very well on that, made sure that aside having the close-up and everything, he also made sure there was such a policy whereby students will get direct interactions with their co-mates as well, because we believe that we learn very well, or we learn comfortably when our own people are teaching or lecturing onto us. So it was like that. He made sure that that was in place, and then that was done as well. So I think the success from this examination and the massive feedback we are getting from the assistants was that the examination was okay, it was good, and I believe that it is due to these staffs that were initiated or were set in motion that has really helped impacted their lives in the academic field. So that has to do with academics. I'll move on to capacity building. Capacity building. Capacity building. The first area we wanted to venture into was the WISE-R. Yes, the WISE-R. And then the WISE-R was an initiative by the previous administration, that's the Justice Abuah-led administration, their Women's Commission. We did very well with that. That was the WISE-Up. And then we branded it nicely to WISE-R, not to make it look like a copycat, but it was the same thing that was going on. So that was with the WISE-R, and we all know what the WISE-R was about. It was mainly to impact the females in the college. We believe that, yes, there are so many things that the females are lacking in terms of confidence, networking, and other stuffs. And so we really had to do something about it, because I always say this, even in my area of study, or let me say the program I'm reading currently in computer science, find difficult that even the females are even trying so difficult to keep up with what is going on. Like most of them feel, yeah, the program is for the boys and all that, but it's not like that. We feel there are so many things, or there are so many ways we could impact our females, since this is a science college and we all know how the world see our wonderful ladies. So the WISE-R was mainly about that. It had the 5 pillars, and then the program was executed successfully. In fact, it was very massive. The hype and everything around was very great, and it was during that program that we launched our sanitary bank initiative. And then with the sanitary bank initiative, I'm sure most citizens are very much aware, but we would like to also take your wonderful platform to also re-echo it to them once again, that the sanitary bank was an initiative from the Women's Commission. It saw a fact that mostly females in the college have issues with this issue. I really wish there was a female that was giving this particular one, but I will try my best to do it. But yes, realize when you go to the female washrooms and all that, mostly students, the females, it's not their doing. Sometimes most of them will be having heavy flu and all that, and then she thought it wise that why don't we get a sanitary bank then, whereby students, when you enter the washrooms of the females, you have everything installed over there, with strict supervision to make sure that some females are not also taking it away for free, but making sure that those who need it are getting it, to also help ease their comfortability in the college. So that is what the sanitary bank project is about, and was launched during the biggest program that has ever been organized on Kenya University campus, which is WISE-R, and we all bear to that fact. I want to move to issues of welfare. Issues of welfare. Now, with issues of welfare, the welfare committee chairperson made sure that plans were in place, and then he organized the SCISA bursary interviews this particular semester. And then, I hope you can all hear me right. You weren't hearing me that much. Oh, sorry. He launched the interview session of the SCISA bursary, which took place in 2 days. It was a Tuesday and then a Wednesday. And then with the SCISA bursary, we had over 500 applicants, and then the interview went successfully. Now, with the SCISA bursary, I think the welfare committee chairperson also had their own plans. In fact, they wanted to absorb a number of the 500 applicants, which means the rest will be disadvantaged, whether they are in need or they are not in need. And so then it was necessary that the previously launched policy, which is the SCISA Day for You by the President, was then incorporated in this, in the sense that those who do not qualify for the SCISA bursary, all of them will be pushed into the SCISA Day for You plans, and then they get, because we believe that for a student to go through the hassle, download the PDF, print it out to them, and you fill it and come, then the person is a needy student one way or the other. I don't believe needy students has to do with the fact that you cannot pay your fees or not, but some are also not feeling comfortable at all. Some can pay their fees, but they can go a whole day and then it's only gari they've eaten, and it is very, very, very sad. And so we thought it wise then that if you've applied, then you deserve something. And so what the welfare committee will be able to absorb, the SCISA executive is also saying that the rest, or those students who couldn't qualify for the number of students the welfare committee want to absorb, they want to push them into the SCISA Day for You, which will all be launched next semester. So SCISA bursary is coming next semester for the students, and then SCISA Day for You also is coming next semester for the students. So students should be looking forward to that. The SCISA Day for You and then the SCISA bursary be coming next semester. Also, the results of those who've qualified and those who've not qualified will also be released as soon as possible. Yes. So I also like to talk on the SCISA Day for You, but I think SCISA Day for You, most of you don't know about it. So the SCISA Day for You is a food bank initiative. Yes, and it's the first of its kind by the college. And then we wanted to do that to support the students in the college. But as I said, those who applied, we realized that most of them, yes, will be disadvantaged. So we want to push them into that particular policy and then make sure that they are the ones who benefit from the food bank, since they are the needed ones in the college and they need it the most. Also on health issues, I think the health committee chairperson of the college has been doing so well with health aspects in the college. I think we've all seen it. When you enter the College of Science, you see the ward dispensers. Was it ward dispenser? Oh, that's very interesting. Someone should help me out. That's the hand sanitizer, right? The ones on the wall. What do you call it? It's ward dispensers, right? I was thinking water. Sorry. Alright, so that's the ward dispenser. You see them around. You also see Veronica buckets, always with water, and we have our soaps and everything around. You realize that when you enter College of Science on any normal day, that's in the academic days, Monday to Friday, every student is in their nose masks very tight in class, even walking around, going to the washroom. You see students always with nose masks. So I think the health committee chair and then the college as a whole are doing well in ensuring COVID-19 protocols and then the health and the safety of students in the college. Also, he has been negotiating with the KNUST hospital and to make sure that he sets up a group, more like a Red Cross society in the college, to make sure that students' health issues and even programs that we need health personnel on guards, these people will be able to provide them to them. Also, he was saying that when he had negotiations with the KNUST hospital, they were saying that they even need some of the students there to help them, especially the students' clinic. And so then so they are saying that they are even willing to even give them something, let me say, pay them, think on weekly basis, which means to also serve as a way of students earning something whilst they study in school. So you are helping in the health aspect and then also earning something every week. So it is something that he is looking up to establishing next semester. Plans are underway. And then we hopefully next semester, we hope that we will set up this wonderful society to also help students excel in the health field, those who have interest in them, and also those who have interest in also working aside lecture hours. Move on to publicity and information dissemination. Publicity and information dissemination. Publicity and information dissemination. So with publicity and information dissemination, I think when it comes to issues with publicity, there is no doubt that this is not the place to brag or boast of our achievements. But we all know that College of Science has been up to speed in terms of publicity when you compare us to other colleges. And even if I'm not afraid, the KNUST SRC, we are doing very, very well. In fact, putting KNUST on the map. We are moving KNUST forward. Anytime you hear of KNUST, it is directly linked to College of Science because of the wonderful work our publicity heads and then our PROs have been doing. It is very, very massive. And I think this was all due to the fact that during the COVID period, when we were handed over to in August, this publicity head ensured that he brought publicity, or let me say information dissemination to the doorstep of students, in a sense that he recruited students to rather be the publicity hub of the college rather than it being the publicity head, or let me say somebody occupying that particular role, doing that job. So you realize that when SCISA is doing everything, we are pushing out there, is because the students are involved. It's the students who are our publicity. They are the ones doing everything. And so that was a wonderful initiative by the publicity head, and it has really been helping. Now with information dissemination, during the COVID period, when we were handed over to, said we were not coming to school though, but we were handed over to and then we were supposed to work. And so we introduced SCISA Today, which I think most of you are aware of. SCISA Today was a podcast that saw interactive influence even from the provost, because I remember our first podcast session that we had, our wonderful provost came and then he graced the occasion for us, launched the SCISA podcast, and then he included newsletters, effective feedback system, everything that has to do with information. So you realize back to back we were giving them information. So most students knew right from the start that College of Science had already started working, even though we were not in school. And as I say, this is all to the wonderful work of the publicity head. Also during this period, we were able to launched the SCISA Drive initiative, which I was supposed to say under the capacity building aspect, but I just left out. Sorry for that. But SCISA Drive initiative was also launched this semester, and I think the tutorials on then the driving lessons have started. I think we started with the first batch. We started with the first batch. We have 3 batches that we are supposed to deal with. And the first batch, last week, I personally checked on them and everything is going on very well. They started with their driving lessons. Those who are also dealing with licenses are also learning the various road signs and other stuffs, preparing them for their examination to acquire their license. So the SCISA Drive is also in motion. Now I'll move on to projects. Projects. Now, when we assumed office, we realized that to work effectively, you also need a good environment and to be able to offer the best that you can. And so we made sure that the SCISA office, which I think if most of you knew how the setting was, it has been changed massively. Yes, we've done a massive renovation, and it's all thanks to our provost who heavily sponsored this SCISA office renovation. And so the place really in fact is looking very, very nice. When you talk of the college executives in the various colleges in KNUST, the executive councils, their offices, I think College of Science has the best. So right from here you can even go and take a look if you want to take pictures as well. It's a very good environment for work purposes. And so SCISA office has been renovated heavily and everything is going on very well. Now the last thing I would like to touch on before the president comes in with various projections and other matters is the LED project that we've already started or is already in motion. Now we realize that our notice boards students don't really pay attention to when it's even small. Now I'm saying that to say that if our next solution is to install most notice boards on the walls, then it means that everywhere you'll be passing, you'll be seeing notice boards around, and even the college wouldn't be that nice. So we realize that we are moving into the digital world mostly, and the paper system is fading away. And so we wanted to, we've already purchased a large LED TV that is going to be fixed in front of GF1. So I think when you go out, you will see it over there. I think there's a particular cage over there where we'll be fixing that particular TV over there. And then its main purpose is to also help in information dissemination as well. And so, situation whereby timetables and examination timetables can't fix on the notice boards, we just project them on the screens. Programs of the college, it can be the college itself, it can be the students association, we just project them on the screen. Issues with students markets, where I want to project or want to also help students entrepreneurs in the good place, or it's a vantage point to place such a project. And so that television, as I said, has been procured, and the next semester, God being so good, it will start working effectively. Thank you very much.